Hey guys, well, they're finally here. I got my big delivery of Zoids Wild kits today, and I thought to start us off, I would do an unboxing and show you the whole build of this guy right here, the Gilraptor. Someone else has already done the Wild Liger, and I figure everyone's going to start with that one anyway. And if you know anything about me, then you know I prefer dinosaur Zoids, so I'm going to start with this one. So here's the box. Sorry about the reflection here. That's my LED lamp. I'm not really going to be able to show you this properly. Nothing too out of the ordinary going on here. You've got pictures on the sides, text here, same thing here, and on the back you have a description of how you put it together and how it moves, and a whole lot of Japanese text that I can't read. The box also got a little banged up here. In transit from Hobbylink Japan, which is a little disappointing, but I do actually have a second one where the box looks good. I just figured, I'm going to crack this one open and keep the intact box. So, let's get this opened up. So, cardboard divider here. Figure this is probably where the motor sits, or is it? Let's see. Pull this out. That's it. Get rid of the box here. Here's the instructions. Parts bag. Another parts bag. More parts. This is empty. So I guess this is the motor. I have to cut here with my blunt ass little hobby knife that I'm saving specifically to open boxes until the blade completely wears out. Ah, here's the motor. Okay. Let's see if I can get this out without cutting the cardboard. Like so. Yeah, there we go. This looks like it takes a AAA battery. We'll take a look at that afterwards. Right now, just going to take a look at what we've got here. This is a really small, compact gearbox. Here's the motor. This, I guess, rotates, and so does this. It's pretty nice to see that these are so small. It should make it possible, at least, for them to make motorized Zoids that aren't as bulky as we're used to from the past models. Now, here's the big bag. You might have read already. Hold on, before I say this, check this out. The backs have letters on them. A, B, and S. So, hold on. Okay, the cable's dangling. So, let's get this opened up. What I was going to say is, you might have already read that the parts for these Zoids Wild kits do not come on sprues, but they are actually already cut off the sprues in these bags here. As you can see, the bags also have, see, there's the letter A here, and I don't know if you can probably see it better here. Letter A, and the one with these claw slicey things here. I think you're supposed to hold them like this, right? To tell you the number. I wonder what this is going to look like once the bigger kits come out that have more than 3. Are they going to do Roman numerals? We'll see. So, let's open this up. Number 1. I'm mostly just doing this because I'm curious to see about sprue scars, and then I think I'm going to stop the camera for a second and get everything out of the backs, because I don't think what I'm doing right now is terribly interesting now, is it? So, this appears to be one of the body halves. Very nice detail. This is molded in sort of a metallic, I guess, gunmetal collar with little metallic flakes here. Not a huge fan of that usually, but this doesn't appear to have too much marbling. What it does have though is, here's a sprue scar. Sanded down pretty well, but you can still see the stress mark. Yeah, it's not too bad. Plastic seems nice and hard. Let me take a look at another one. Here's the tail. Sprue nub here. They only seem to have one each. I don't see any others. Yeah, just the one. So I guess that's good. And I'm still thinking about painting these, so then it won't be a problem anymore anyway. Now this looks like it's a whole leg. It's a little disappointing. Same problem with the wild liger. The legs on the bigger ones don't seem to be jointed. This is an arm. Another arm. Don't know what this is. The other leg. I'm looking for the sprue scar here. Here it is. Yeah, they look to all be done the same way too, so at least it's, I don't know, uniform. Oh, look, here's a second one. Okay, this one's got two. Maybe because it's such a complicated shape, who knows. It's pretty much the same level of detail that we're used to from the 80s Zoids kits, I would say. If you look at this, looks pretty nice. I mean, obviously sort of the design style is very different, you know, with all these curvy shapes. Looks kind of like, you know, if the Biozoids had motors. But yeah, looking good. So I'm going to get all these parts out of the bags and then I'm going to start the camera again. And here we go. Yeah, parts count is, I'd say, about what you'd expect from Zoids kits this size. Not much different from what we're used to from the old kits. The motor takes a single AAA battery. Unfortunately, still has the screw on here. Seems to be some sort of regulation in Japan these days. Tested it. It works. Does what you'd expect it to. The parts also come in this silver color that looks pretty much the same as the silver on the old kits. And the armor is in this really nice red color. Reminds me a bit of the Zevel Golgola and whatever the name of the scorpion was that escapes me right now. Unfortunately though, also has a good bit of marbling here. Not too thrilled about that. The pilots, as we kind of feared, or at least I feared, it's completely molded in clear plastic, which, to be honest, I don't understand. I mean, if they're going to have visible pilot figures, they could at least mold them. Could at least have molded them in a solid color, but I mean, I guess I'm just going to have to paint this somehow. It's pretty big, so that won't be a problem. Couple of mechanical parts here. This little bag holds the pieces for the eyes, which look to be pre-painted. I haven't taken them out of the bag yet. Rubber caps are actually still rubber caps. They look totally different, but they're made of a squishy rubber material, which frankly I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that, because these just inevitably deteriorate over time. And this is the sticker sheet. Is this the smallest sticker sheet in Zoids history? I think so. It's a pretty nice little emblem here though. So I guess we'll see what I'm going to do with this. I actually don't know if I'm going to paint this yet, or, I mean, today I'm obviously just going to snap it together. Here's the instructions, printed on, actually not on glossy paper, which to be honest, I think is actually kind of nice. And what you get here is first a list of the contents. Here you see everything is numbered to help you navigate the build. I guess this wouldn't be necessary if the parts came on sprues. Then you have, you know, here a description of where the battery goes. And then the build instructions. This probably has to do with the backstory. Something here that seems to imply that these Zoids are excavated in the anime, because this looks like a dinosaur fossil. Yeah, that's the instructions. Not much to say about this, really. It's all in color, which is nice, but not really necessary. Looks to be pretty simple. So I'm gonna get started, because this is the first new motorized Zoid that me and probably many others are going to build in years. So I want to get cracking, folks. Let me get ready here. So the first thing you do is you put these little crank pieces on here that obviously power the movement. So we're going to do that. Here we go. And then I'm going to make sure I don't get these mixed up. Hold on, this actually doesn't go on the motor. It goes on one of the body halves, as I make myself look as though I have never built a Zoid before. It's this one. Goes here, like so. Yeah, looks pretty familiar, all this. Then I'm supposed to put the other two together. Nothing clicks here, of course, because it's supposed to be able to move. Like that. Okay, that's the first page of the instructions. So let me turn the page here. Oh, okay, so what happens next is that we take this, we attach the neck, like so, and now we add the gearbox. I guess this is supposed to be loose. Wonder if there's going to be something that holds this in place afterwards. But yeah, and then the second body half goes here, like so. Okay. Obviously you have to thread the crank through this slit here. These go through here. This looks like what we're all familiar with from Zoids. Also, next very familiar step is that A5 and A4, this says in the instructions, go here to hold these body halves together. Very familiar stuff indeed if you've built a lot of Zoids. That's this. Now we put on the tail, which attaches here. Doesn't look like it's supposed to click into place. Now, this tube piece attaches here. Doesn't do anything to hold the tail in place either. I'll turn the page here. This is going to be a really short build. Okay, next we are supposed to put this gear in place here, which no doubt powers the that extra gimmick, whatever that's called. Wild Blast? I think it's called the Wild Blast. This goes on top here somehow. Yeah, this little peg is supposed to be in here. Oh, okay, this is going to power the head movement. That's why everything else is loose. I get it. And this silver piece here goes on top, like so. Or does it? Am I doing something wrong? Doesn't seem to fit. Oh no, it's just, okay. Here we go. Yeah, like that. Alrighty. Now, the head. Okay, so see the head, this is basically the eye is actually attached to this lever part that moves the head. The other one goes on here, and now you can see how the movement works as well. And finally, because it don't feel like a Zoid without them, rubber caps. Yes, indeed. Did I just do all that with the head off camera again? Let me show it to you again. See here, it's the head movement, and this is actually where those eye pieces are going to go. All right, head's on. Next, next are these two blades that go on the back. Make sure I don't get those mixed up, but it's not exactly difficult, near as I can tell. It's supposed to point backwards. I'm guessing this little peg is supposed to go in here, but it doesn't actually show that in the, oh no, it does show it in the instructions. Okay, there we go. All right, so that's it for the torso for the moment. Now I'm supposed to move on to the legs. This guy and this one and the feet. Get this out of the way here. Okay, foot goes on from the outside like so, and just sort of rests there. I mean, it's attached firmly enough, you know, you just don't hear a click. I still have to say I'm really disappointed by the lack of joints here, okay, because that's a leg, that's it, you're done, you know. Compare that to, I don't know, Berserk Führer's leg. Okay, leg goes on the torso, rubber cap, here, and here. Same thing on this side. It says something about where this tab is supposed to go, but I don't quite get it. I think it's got something to do with the tail movement. Oh yeah, there's a tab on this leg. I don't know if you can see this on camera here. There's a little tab here that the tail bumps up against. I guess that's going to make the tail move afterwards. But we'll figure that out when I turn this kit on, which I'm not quite ready to do just now. Okay, legs are in place. Stands up. There's a shocker. I'm looking at the time on my camera because I've got to make sure I don't go over 15 minutes. I have a funny feeling I'm actually going to be... I might actually be able to put this all together into 15 minutes. That's the maximum length of a video that I can record, but I'm going to stop it real quick after I'm done with this, with the skeleton. Okay, because the arms are just one piece, and they go on like this, yeah. Rubber cap, whoops. See, there's, I mean, if you've ever built a Zoid before, I don't need to show you this, but there's this little gap here that goes on this peg, and the big hole goes on this peg, and yeah, that's it. That's the skeleton. Now what am I going to do? First off, I'm going to turn off the camera and turn it back on just so I don't go over the 15 minutes. So I don't think I'm going to do a proper video of this, just the skeleton in motion. I'm just going to show it to you guys and then turn it off real quick. This is what it looks like. Could do with some detail painting, but it's pretty cool. I'm going to turn it on now real quick just to show you, but I'll do a better video of the whole thing in motion when I've got the armor on. The thing is just that to do that I have to take the camera off where it sits right now, and then I have to start all over, you know, getting it all in place for the final assembly, which is probably going to take like 5 minutes, so it's not really worth it. I'm just going to turn it on really quickly, if I can get to it. And here we go. Tail moves up and down, mouth opens and closes, and I have to say, to be honest, despite the fact that it's not jointed, I mean that the limbs aren't jointed, this actually looks surprisingly smooth. It's also really quiet. I hold it up like this, you can see how it moves. It also just works really well, you know, the feet don't slip. Yeah, nice. It's actually really good. You can really tell this is 20 years apart from the last time they designed something like this, despite the fact that it's so simple. Or because of the fact that it's so simple. I mean, simplicity, being simple and still working very well has actually always been the Zoids thing, so not that disappointing after all. Now we put the armor on. Ready for the last, I don't know, 5-minute stage of this build. So hold on, this is for the arms. For some reason they've got this in the same step as the first bit of leg armor. So this goes here. Come on. Yeah, if I can figure it out, which I can't, because in case you haven't noticed, I'm not very smart, which is also the reason why I'm doing this basically off camera again. Oh, this peg goes here, and the other one goes up there. It's just a little hard to get this. You know what? I'm going to take this arm off, because the reason I can't get it in place is because the arm's just wiggling around all over the place. It's really annoying. What am I doing wrong? Why am I so stupid? This peg goes here, that peg goes there. Watch me make a fool of myself on YouTube, as usual. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yeah, I don't know why that didn't work. I mean, other than I'm a moron, you know. I think we've established that. Okay. So, the instructions say I'm supposed to put this in place, and it only has one peg, so I should be able to manage. Like that, yeah. It's the only way it fits, so it only needs one peg. Can't take the leg off to do this, though. Okay, arm number 2. I'm a little scared this is going to break, because it does take quite a bit of pressure to get this arm in place. And so I'm going to do it separately. And burp into the microphone. Okay, there we go. I also have no idea if you can even hear me, because the mic isn't where I had it before, but oh well. Okay, next we have 2 more pieces of leg armor, namely this one this one. The instructions are very, very clear, by the way. I'm just stupid, and I'm also a little distracted because I'm doing this while I'm filming myself, just so you don't get the wrong impression here. This is not difficult at all. This goes on the foot, and this goes on, I don't know, the haunch. There we go. Same thing on the other side. Foot. Can't see anything. Trying to do this on camera. Oh man. How did this work over here? Oh, okay, here we go. I swear if I could just, okay. I mean, I was going to say I swear it's just because I'm doing this on camera. Okay. Second piece of leg armor, third piece, whatever, goes here. This keeps coming loose, but it's probably because it's not attached all the way just yet. Okay, here we go. What's next? I've only got, basically got the head and, okay, here's the neck. I was going to say the head, the neck, and the back are the only things I have left. So this is the neck, and it goes on something. I am peeking at the instructions. I am trying to figure this out. Is this supposed to be loose? Oh no, okay, no, I see it, I see it. There are these two slits here in the bone part of the neck that this shoves into. Okay, here we go. Now I'm supposed to put on the eyes next, and they are not identical, so I have to take a look at these pieces real quick so I don't get this wrong. I'll get them out of the bag first and get rid of the bag. Very, very nice shiny paint job here. I like it. Okay, so don't quite see how these are not identical, to be honest with you. Oh, hold on. Okay, this is weird. Oh. This seems to be S5. Take a look at this one. Oh, okay, I get it. See, they're supposed to face forward ever so slightly. And that's why they're not identical. So this goes in like this. Right. See, if you look, I don't know if you can see this, if you look at it from the top, it's angled just slightly so that it faces forward a little. And that's why you got to make sure you get the right pieces in here. And I think I did it wrong. Oh boy, why did I want to do this live on YouTube? I mean live, why did I want to record myself do this? Okay, I'm going to get these off. These are annoying the crap out of me. Okay, I got this wrong. Pry it back off, preferably without breaking something. Yeah, no, this is going to fit. It's probably just a tighter fit than the other one. If I can get it in all the way. Oh, here we go, yeah. See, the parts fit isn't quite the same. This one just slid in very loosely, and this one's a bit tight, so that was confusing me. All right, eyes are in. Up next, we have the head armor, which goes on like this. And that's our head done. See what that when it moves, the eyes sort of move back and forth. It's pretty cool. The backpack. Sorry for using Gundam terminology. Goes on like this. Okay. And now, I gotta get these back on, like that. And then put this backpack armor on, and then it's actually finished. If I can figure out how to do this. Okay, snaps in place like so. Okay, and we're done. This is your Gilraptor assembled just out of the box. Looks, I have to say, I'm actually kind of surprised by how much I'm liking this. It looks really, really nicely detailed. The gunmetal and the red go together really well. Some of the detail looks familiar. Other things look like it's a completely new kind of toy. And it's sort of, to me, it looks like a bit of a blend between the classic 72nd scale Zoids and the 24th scale ones, which I'm actually a really big fan of. I'm going to put the pilot on just real quick so you can see what that looks like, but I think then I'm going to get rid of this guy until I decide to paint him. So he sits here on the neck, like a, I don't know, like a racehorse jockey or something. Yeah, that's it. Not going to put the stickers on just yet. I'm just going to do some fiddling with this, and then I'm going to make a quick video of it in motion, so bear with me. And here it is in motion. Honestly, I think there's so much movement going on here with the head and the mouth and the eyes and the tail that it's not that big of a deal that the limbs aren't jointed. There's still plenty of stuff going on with this guy. Now, in a second here, you're going to see me turn on the blades gimmick. Yep, here I go. I'm doing this as a voiceover in case you can't tell. Now, unfortunately, you have to move things around manually for the blades to start moving. There's no way that it just sort of does it automatically while it's walking. When it's on, though, looks pretty cool, I'd say. Moves along with the mouth, as you can see. And since the blades are so big, it really feels like there's a lot going on. Also with the backpack going up and down along with them. And here he is all done up in my messy ass workshop where I'm still working on the PG strike, in case you hadn't guessed. So what's the verdict? The verdict is that I like this a hell of a lot more than I expected to. It looks really cool with all the detail and the bone structure under the armor. The colors are nice, the movement is good, the build is fun. It's a motorized Zoid, folks, and that makes it one of the greatest toys of all time. That's it, pretty much. So I bought the entire set of Zoids Wild kits. I'm going to be building the rest of them over the next few days. Don't know if I'm going to be making more videos. I definitely also want to post on my blog about this. So I'm probably going to do some of these as videos. Some of them I'll do write-ups for. Probably going to have to film them all in motion, I guess. And then I'm looking forward to the next batch of releases in July already. It's unbelievable. Who would have ever thought there'd be another full-blown release of motorized Zoids, folks, and all new models too. Now that I've built the Gilraptor, I'm definitely excited because these kits are clearly good stuff, and let's hope they'll make plenty more. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed building it. Hopefully you had as much fun watching me as I did doing it. Leave me a comment, leave me a thumbs up, feel free to subscribe, you know, the usual stuff everyone always says on YouTube. I'm going to keep this guy spinning for another couple rotations, and then I think I'm going to crack open the next box because I can't wait, guys. I really can't. Well, hope you get yours soon. See you in the next one.